Good morning and welcome to everyone. And Jared, thank you for your kind comments. As chair of the Executive Committee for SOAR, I would like to welcome you to be here at the summit. You know, the summit is about you. Without you, there would be no summit, and without you, there would be no SOAR. When SOAR began, we knew the process would not be overnight. We knew some good things could happen quickly, but it was going to be a long process. It reminds me of an old proverb that says, the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. SOAR is that tree. We've planted the tree. We've got to love on the tree, cultivate the tree, fertilize it, and do our work. It will take time for fruit to bear, but with our perseverance, that can happen. We need leadership, we need positive thinking, we need innovation, and we need collaboration. And I believe that we have that. We have a wonderful team that's been led by great leaders with the governor and Congressman Rogers, and now it's up to us to take it to the next level. I commit to all of you that as chairman of SOAR, that I will do my very best to try to lead us in a direction that brings our entire region together. From my first SOAR summit, what I saw was we needed to work more cohesively because we can do so much together that we can never do alone. So I ask all of you to please stay committed with me to lead SOAR on to bigger and greater things. And let's grow our tree so the fruit is more bountiful from year to year. With that, I have to say that sometimes in life you're lucky, and I think I have been very lucky to have met our first speaker for the night. He's a true statesman and a Southern gentleman. He was born in rural Kentucky. His undergraduate degree is from Western Kentucky University, his law degree from the University of Kentucky, and he also served in the National Guard. In 1980, he was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives, where he has served the 5th District with great pride. He now is in his 19th term. He chaired the Appropriation Committee in Washington. He also, in 2003, was appointed to the newly founded Subcommittee on Homeland Security. Congressman Hal is known as a strong negotiator and supportive of Appalachia. He focuses on economic development, job creation, fighting illegal drugs, and most of all, preserving Appalachia. I am proud to call my congressman also my friend. Help me welcome Hal Rogers to the podium.
Wow, thank you. Thank you very much. Kim, thank you for the nice introduction. Welcome, friends, to the 5th anniversary of SOAR. You've been with us from the very beginning. We've seen progress being made. We're seeing the occupation around the region of what I lovingly call Silicon Holler. And if you really want to see what's going on in your neighborhood, visit these booths that have been set up by companies and outfits that are now located in our region, most of them. And you can take a sense of pride with you. My chest swells when I see some of the incredible technologies that are now beginning to occupy our place and hire our people. And that's the reason that SOAR exists, as a matter of fact. I want to thank Kim, the new chairwoman of the executive board. She's been a part of SOAR from the very beginning and has been a source of inspiration to a lot of us and a source of great information to the executive board all the way along. She'll be a great chairman, and she's going to be a leader that I think you will want to follow. She's been with us from the very beginning, and during these 5 years of SOAR, she's been with us in every step of the way. I believe the innovative leadership that she will bring to this cause, you will really like and enjoy. She's joined by 6 new executive board members, and I'm going to ask them to stand as I call their name and stay standing until we finish. This is the executive board members. Excuse me. Chuck Sexton from 1 East Kentucky. Where are you? Holler. Where are you? Over here. Where is he? I don't believe he's here. Yeah, thank you, Chuck. And Andrew Scott, the mayor of Coal Run here in Pike County. Dan Mosley, the Harlan County Judge Executive, right over here. Stay standing so we can see you. Dr. French Harmon, my pastor, First Baptist Church in Somerset, and a professor for online courses at the University of the Cumberlands. Nate Haney from Brady Industries. Where are you, Nate? Holler. Yeah, thank you. Lynn Tipton, a paralegal from Corbin who works across the region. Where is she? Yes, thank you. Those are our new board members. Now, they join holdover members who were elected earlier for a term. Gene Hale from Community Trust Bank. Gene. Jim Host, who retired from Host Communications. And Donovan Blackburn, the CEO of Pikeville Medical Center. Along with ex officio members, Kentucky Senate President Robert Stivers, House Speaker David Osborne, Magoffin County Judge Executive Charles Doc Harden, and Bell County Judge Executive Albie Brock. These are the members of your executive board. Thank you for serving. Fifth anniversary of SOAR, I couldn't be more proud of the great strides that we've seen over these last 5 years. These projects and events are taking place in practically every county. Some of them are not big news outside the home county, so you probably don't hear about some of those. But believe me, in practically every county, there is something that SOAR is doing, or has done, that makes a difference, that keeps Kentuckians, Eastern Kentuckians in Eastern Kentucky. And that's the ambition of this organization. Governor Bevin and I are to be joined by such a stellar group of advocates who believe the future of Eastern Kentucky can and will be reinvented by the people in this room. Think of the opportunity and the rare time and the rare event that has placed you and me in this spot. We represent almost half the state geographically. We represent all of East Kentucky, and we all know that we are going through a severe economic change, and your hands are on the steering wheel. Your mind is to be tapped by the region, who is looking to you and me and all of us to steer through a choppy sea. That's a rarity. And very few people in this country, or indeed the world, have the opportunity to really change history and to bring about positive things in every person's life that lives or is from this region. This is a great opportunity. Was it Winston Churchill that said, "A pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity. An optimist sees opportunity in every difficulty." Now, we have an opportunity that's almost the rarest thing you'll ever see. We have a chance to make things better in your community and in your beloved region. You have a chance. The board of directors of this organization feel a heavy responsibility because they realize that this is our big one and only chance to make things better for an entire region. And I'm hopeful that one of these days, the state newspapers will start paying attention to the good things that you're doing. Any solution to the challenges we face will be the product of us, our entrepreneurs, our community leaders, our savvy businessmen and women, and our talented young people, our educators especially. If we could just keep at home in our region one generation of these terrific graduates from our high schools, if we could just keep them one generation here, we'd revolutionize Eastern Kentucky. And that's the goal of SOAR, is to keep our beautiful young people here in the region, to reinvest in the region that nurtured them in their education. You are the modern-day miracle workers who are casting a wide net of hope across our stalled coal mining region, which geographically makes us nearly half of the state. Coal will continue to be an important part of our Appalachian heritage, our energy portfolio, and our future. But as we sift through the aftermath of the war on coal, we must continue our efforts to breathe life back into the rich ingenuity of Eastern Kentuckians and provide a platform to launch innovative opportunities for our former coal miners and for the next generation. It's time to remove the plywood boards from our windows downtown and bring our hometowns back to life. In fact, later today, you'll hear from some of our own leaders who have brought dilapidated storefronts back to life and created hundreds of jobs on Main Street. Several federal leaders are with us today to share how they are investing in your work and our future, like USDA Rural Development Assistant Secretary Ann Hazlitt and Tim Thomas, the federal co-chair of the Appalachian Regional Commission, upon whose shoulders we have climbed year in and year out in our district. You'll also hear from Major General Vinnie Bowles, a highly decorated veteran of the Army whose leadership was battle-tested in the wake of 9/11. His message is exactly what we need to help us through tough circumstances here at home. In fact, 5 years ago, Eastern Kentucky was facing a very uncertain future. We had lost some 12,000 coal mining jobs, good jobs, and backtracked 118 years in employment in our Kentucky coal mines. But the people of eastern Kentucky never ceased to amaze me. In the middle of a blizzard, in December of 13, 1,200 of you showed up right here in the Expo Center, ready to roll up your sleeves and fire up the midnight oil. You braved a blizzard to get here, and you stayed the entire day. There was as many of you at 5 p.m. as there was at 9 a.m. Most of you, I think, were there at that time. How many of you were there 5 years ago? Raise your hand. Great. And we're joined by people who are experiencing that same excitement that we saw in the hope that SOAR was producing 5 years ago as we started. SOAR is more than an organization or a movement. SOAR is an attitude. An attitude, it's a feeling of, yes, we can do this. And we are doing this. Creating jobs, revitalizing tourism, diversifying our economy, improving access to health care, giving our students and our teachers more innovative opportunities, and more importantly, we're doing it together across county lines and across party lines. And I have to specifically brag on our former coal miners for proving how talented and dedicated they are. We have dozens of former miners who've been retrained and are now working in high-tech manufacturing. I've heard from dozens more who are taking classes to further their education in other fields. Some are now mining digital code, creating mobile apps and websites for various companies. In fact, SOAR's website was designed by former coal miners. They're not mining coal, they're mining code. The truth is, we can't locate enough factories fast enough for all of us, all of our coal miners, laid off coal miners, and others looking for work in our region. For every one of those 12,000 coal mining jobs we lost, experts estimate we lost 3 times more in coal-related jobs. Mechanics, truck drivers, mom-and-pop grocery stores, furniture stores, and so forth that had to close. But in 2017, the tech industry in this country added nearly 200,000 jobs across the country. And there's no reason why we can't bring more of those jobs to Silicon Holler. And that's why we need the Kentucky Wired project, the high-speed, high-capacity cable that is a baby born by the SOAR organization 5 years ago, to finish that project, to bring, in essence, the new interstate highways of our economy these days. That project is key to the future of our region. I think they're the interstate highways of today's world that we have to have. Kentucky currently ranks 47th in the country for connectivity by cable, but Kentucky Wired will stretch 3,000 miles of fiber optic cable to connect every county in our state, catapulting us from 47th to number 1. To number 1. Broadband is a forum for the future. It's a place where we can utilize our intellectual firepower to generate new opportunities and attract new high-tech industry. And we've seen that beginning to take place in various parts of our region. People working at home, hooked up to the internet, reaching worldwide from here. Hopefully, we won't have to move to Detroit or Cincinnati or Muncie, Indiana, or wherever. Hopefully, we're going to end that so that our people can do that work here and invest their talents in our region while they make a living off of the internet. Expanding broadband connectivity was one of the first ideas generated by SOAR during that first summit 5 years ago. It's now the state's largest public works project ever. We have a unique opportunity in this venue to reimagine our future and develop a 21st century Appalachia and build Silicon Holler. It's up to us to prepare. It's up to us to create, up to us to anticipate and try to see the future with bold, daring, smart, visionary ideas. You can do this. I've seen you do it in other activities. This is something we can do and something we must do and something that we will do. We already have a good formula for success. We have the strongest work ethic in the country. I hear that every day from people that employ people in our district that have plants around the country. They tell me that the work ethic of Eastern Kentuckians is the best in the nation. You know why? The reason for it is we don't want to move to Muncie, Indiana. We want to work at home, and we'll work hard to please you. And we'll work for competitive wage rates. So we have the work ethic, we have the surplus of workers who will work at a competitive wage rate. All we need now is the infrastructure, the highway, if you will, to give them the opportunity, and that's the broadband cable. With the addition of broadband and the capability of being competitive, our days of being limited and confined by geography or terrain will be eliminated. We'll jump right across these hills with the internet cable. The only limit to our success, there is a limit. You know what the limit is? Your ideas. This is a whole new world that we're dealing with here. And it's going to take us thinking and imagining and foreseeing and predicting locally and regionally how we can utilize this cable. I have faith and confidence that you will come through. You always do. But you got to work at it. When people ask you what SOAR has done for Eastern Kentucky, tell them some of the incredible stories that you will hear about today. I think you'll be very proud to see some of the very first fruits of your labor on display during this conference behind these drapes here. We're making progress, and we're doing it one project at a time in your communities. So without further ado, let me personally welcome you to the 5th Summit. We love the work that you're doing. We love your love of Eastern Kentucky. And together, we're going to make some great things happen. Just watch. Thank you.